Hi, this is the Teaserking coming to you with another analysis of a key game for week 4 in college, week 5 in college, I'm sorry, for week ending October 2nd, 2010. And today's game I'm going to talk about this week's is we're going to the West Coast, the Pac-10. And I'm going to go after the big one. I'm going to go with Stanford against Oregon. Currently, Oregon is a 7.5 point favorite in this game. They're extremely tough at home. I like Stanford a lot in this game. You get Stanford 13.5 points. I'm watching Andrew Luck, and someone commented to me about how Kellen Moore, I said he's the best. He's the Joe Montana of the class this year. And somebody said, how about Andrew Luck? Don't forget him. And of course, I look at all of them. Ryan Mallett's very good also. I do think Jake Locker's a little bit overvalued. I don't think he's in the class of Luck and Kellen Moore and Ryan Mallett. If I'm a pro team, I'm taking those guys ahead of Jake Locker. Sorry. I just don't think he wins enough. Anyway, let's look at the Stanford-Oregon game. The reason I like this game is Jim Harbaugh. Basically, he's got the defense playing very well. I was watching them against Notre Dame, and I watched them against UCLA. They shut out UCLA. Notre Dame barely scored on them. They will stop the run, which is all Oregon has, as we watched in the Rose Bowl. That's how Ohio State beat them. They basically stopped their running attack and didn't give them the big pass. This is what you have in Stanford. You have an excellent offense, which will give Oregon a lot of trouble. Great quarterback. They're running the ball well. Good receivers. The best part is the coach, Jim Harbaugh. Very good. NFL. He coaches very well. He'll get to the weaknesses of Oregon's defense. Now, the matchup has been Oregon except for the last 2 years. 2 years ago, Oregon won at home, 35-28. So they only won by 7. Before, they were blowing out Stanford, but that was before Harbaugh got there. And last year, Stanford finally got the W, beating them 51-42. Oregon was a little flat that day because they had beaten USC the week before. But enough said, they needed to get up for Stanford. Stanford is better at home than they are on the road, but still in this game, this is for the Rose Bowl. Whoever wins this game they will beat USC. They will go to the Rose Bowl. Watching Stanford this year, I am very comfortable that they certainly can win this game. Sometimes I like to look at the teasers on both ways. So I can have Oregon minus 1.5. And I say to myself, that means you're sure Oregon will win the game. And I don't see how you can say that against Stanford, that you're sure Oregon will win the game. So therefore, if you're not sure they're going to win the game, to get 13.5 in Stanford with a team that could very, very easily win the game, and even they can lose by a touchdown, 10 points. This is not going to be a game where Oregon puts 60 points on the board. They're not playing North Texas. They're not playing Washington State. They're not playing Northern Illinois. They are playing Stanford. So this is a big game, and I look for a 60-point game. I think the score will be probably in the low 30s for each team, a 34-31 type of game. I don't see much more than that. You're getting 13 in Stanford with that offense and defense and coaching staff. And I respect Oregon. I think they have a good offense, but again, this is a very good defensive team in Stanford. A much better defense than Oregon's. Well, let's look at the numbers. Head-to-head, like I said, Stanford won the last one, and Oregon won by only 7. Here you're getting 13.5. We go on the numbers, and let's look at we'll look at Oregon at home first. This year, Oregon's 3-0 with the teaser. As a home favorite through 09 and 10, they're 5-1. They're 13-3 straight up in any roll. In 08, the Oregon's only 8-4. Their trend goes down a little bit, and they're only 21-8, which is only 72%. And since '06, they're 17-7 as a home favorite. So you can see they don't all blow out as a home favorite. 17-7 and only 69%, 37-17 at overall. So at home, Oregon, let's look at them from '08. They're 8-4. So they're not a blow 'em out at home team, even though they win a lot at home. Straight up, they probably maybe have lost one game. But here you're getting 13.5. Well, let's look at against Oregon. This year you're 1-2 against them. They've been blowing out. 4-2 against as a home favorite, 9-7 overall. 9-3 since '08. So if you went against them, you're actually better at home. They're 9-3 against, 8-4 with. And they're 17-12 going against them. So it's not a team that you normally would want to go against, but this is their weakest role as a home favorite. 18-6 since 2006, which is 75% if you go against them as a home favorite. And so basically, they don't win every game 52-0 at home, even though they have the explosive offense. Now let's look at Stanford. Stanford's also 3-0 this year, winning as a road favorite twice, which what that tells me about a team is when you go and you're a road favorite and you're covering, that shows you how good you are. And they're winning at UCLA and at Notre Dame. Not two easy places to win. So, and they're going there as a favorite. So the teams are really, don't kid yourself. These teams know when they're favored and when they're underdog. I guarantee you Notre Dame knew they were an underdog last week, and they couldn't do anything about it. So when you're walking in as a favorite and you're blowing out teams, that tells you how strong the team is. Because not a lot of teams are going to go on the road as a favorite and win and cover. Stanford, as a road dog in '09 and '10, are 4-0. They're also 14-2 against the spread overall. So any role you're in, they're 14-2. Their best role actually is they're 6-1 as a home favorite, 4-0 as a road dog. So this team, they do well when they're at home and favorite also. Now let's look since '08. Stanford is 8-2 as a road dog, 24-4 overall, which is 86%. So what you have here is a team. In the last 28 games, if you took them, you won 24 of them. So right away, you got an 86% trend. This is not a 50-50 game. This is an 86% trend game. Also 8-2 as a dog. And we go back to '06, and they're 15-5 as a road dog. They're 35-17, but Harbaugh wasn't there in '06. But really started changing around when he arrived. And so since '08, with Harbaugh, they're 24-4 with the number in a teaser. Always remember, I'm always looking as a teaser because all these trends are teaser trends. They're with the 6 points. Keep that in mind. So you can play the game straight. And a lot of people argue with me, well, I didn't need the 6 points. Well, we needed them with Alabama last week. We needed them with Kansas State last week. And it sure made the lock on the Jets in the Bear game a lot easier to pick, getting 8 and 9 points versus 1 and 2. Going against Stanford, 3-1 if you go against them as a road dog. 7-3 since '08, but you're only 13-15. So if you just bet against Stanford, you're 13-15, which is 46% since '08. So do you want to go with the 24-4 or go against the 13-15? That's a pretty obvious choice. So when you look at the trends, it's Stanford. When you look at, you can get 13.5 points, the team that can win the game, it's Stanford. The defense is better at Stanford, and I believe the coach is better in Stanford, although Chip Kelly is looking really good running the offense, but it's a spread offense. I guarantee you Harbaugh will be up for it. They beat them last year. Now, granted, it was a 51-45 game, and they had their running back, Toby Gerhardt, probably had 300 yards in the game, or a good 250. And they ran it down their throats, and they still scored 51 points. So I look at this game as dead even. And when I look at a game that's dead even, I love getting the points. And when you can get 13.5 with a dead even game, that's just unreal. So basically, take Stanford, take the 13.5 points. I'll find you I got another 7-8 really strong games going this week just in college, and another 6 or 7 really strong games going in the pros. So you'll be able to put them with many teams. And the way I like to play this teaser, I'll play them in 3 or 4 different bets. I'll cover myself, but I'll have them, I don't play teasers just taking them in one game. And that when I really love a game and it's a really strong game, I'll play them in 3, 4 different teasers for different amounts. And I've been very successful betting this way. Because if you just pick 4 games and you go 3-1 and you bet $50 on one teaser and $50 on the other, you lose $5 because you went 3-1. But if the strength of the teams are different and the strength of the games are different, you want to put a lot more money on the key game. And then if you win the key game with another key game and you put a couple hundred on them here and another 100 on them there, and then maybe you put a 50 or 75 on the other team and you lose that one, well, you can go 3-1 and make $300, $400, $500. That's how I do it. So I don't just play them all even, all for the same amount. I definitely get my lock games, get my strong games. This is what I look for, the matchup and the trends. Look at the coach. There's no serious injuries, and Andrew Luck is the much better quarterback in this game, and Stanford's got the much better defense. So, yeah, Oregon could win 51-0, but, the Lions could win the Super Bowl too. I mean, it could happen, but in reality, it's not going to happen. So, anyway, please go to the site. You can check my history. Last week I had 18-2, and I really apologize that Air Force was the one game I lost, and that's the game I posted. And I don't know, I didn't think they'd be flat over Oklahoma. They lost Oklahoma 27-24. So I was shocked they only put up 20 on Wyoming. If you look at the stats, they had 450 yards to 200 for Wyoming. Out first down them 24-12. They really didn't. They only had 1 turnover, so I really don't know how they only scored 20 points. But when you look at all the stats and everything else, they should have won by 35, 40 points. So it happens. Apologize for that, but we'll go get them this week. And please go to the site, www.teaserking.com. You can chat with me there if you have any other questions. You want my pick on the Alabama-Florida game. You want my pick on Ohio State, Illinois, Michigan playing Indiana, Michigan State, Wisconsin. I'll be happy to comment on those, give you my trends, whatever you like. And I do chat. I'm not always on my site chatting, but if you chat and it's there, I will respond to the chat. So please do that. Hope I make you a lot of money this week, and this is a very, very strong play. This is what you're looking for, a good trend and a good coach, good defense. This is a really good, strong play. So please, good luck to you. Have a great weekend. Again, this is Teaser King saying, I hope I make you a lot of money. Thank you very much. Have a great day.